Hello, everybody, and welcome to All Things Rex Worldwide. It's another Thursday, and I am so glad that you're here. And I hope that you have just a marvelous time watching this show because we are going to have a great time with this guest. It is Mr. Ashkan Tabibnia. He's a founder of 90210 Network Private and MLP Technology. Ashkin helps people with personal and professional development strategy and more. He contributes his contacts and experience to the personal development, real estate, entertainment, and event production around the world. He's an expert in various aspects of life and business and has helped many clients both personally and financially to be successful. And we're going to discuss transforming your life and your business on today's show. So I'm going to have you help me welcome Mr. Ashkan Tabibnia. Hi there, Ashkan. How you doing?
Oh my God. I listen, I'm superb. I want to say I'm like joyous because I have a pleasure of doing a show with you.
And likewise, sir. Likewise. I've been wanting to have you on the show for a long, long time, and we finally have managed to make that happen. So that's fantastic. How's everything going where you are today? We should tell
You
people
know,
you're in
I
Beverly.
want to say that in California is always spring. Today is perfect day, sunshine, happy people, and whoever that can come to Los Angeles or Beverly, they should come. It's really an experience.
Wow, well that's great. So let me fill in people a little bit more about you. You are not only a CEO and a businessman, you're an entrepreneur, you're an investor, you have experience in real estate, you connect people up, and you do live event and film production. Am I? I know I'm forgetting something.
The best thing I like to tell people is like Ashkan. My last name, we switched the K to C, and then Ash can. So for good friends, I just can. That's all.
That's beautiful. I like that. That's really cool. And so you do a lot to help people in all walks of life. Plus, you also have a film festival, or tell us about it because I mean I always see promotional stuff, and yet I haven't been back to California in a couple of years because of COVID. So I haven't been able to attend all of your wonderful events. But please share with us.
Well, yeah, we start with that because recently, because of so much going on, the best thing to kind of take a message forward is through visual art, like what you're doing always at DRX for all of our friends. Because if you have a clear message through visual art medium, it creates a amazing, lasting result. As a result, hence, I had an amazing friend. His name is Henning Morales, and over 10 years we curated over 1,000 events.
Wow.
We love, by the way, Rex, you should know, we love live, interactive, interpersonal, like what we're doing today. That's our thing. There's nothing like a person you put in front of you live, whether in person or on Zoom, and have an amazing conversation. Nothing can replace that. I don't care if somebody's an influencer, 100 million on Instagram, or is it TikTok. Nothing is like a personal conversation.
I agree.
That being said, Henning Morales being a over top 100 speaker in the world, I said, Henning, what's next? He wrote a book and he said, I want to take my personal life through visual art and make it into a inspirational, motivational, transformational experience. So I said, okay, I don't know anything about film business. So I came in as a strategist. Together over 5 years. We curated over 12 feature and 6 short films.
Wow.
And these are really no gore, no bad language, just family type that is really made over his life when he was 18 and whatever. And through that, we want to bring a change, a transformation to our X, Z, and millennia friends because they have been capsulated with this wonderful social media, and they had never had a chance to experience live interaction, one person at a time. So through that medium, we were able to reach over 1 million people
Wow.
in these 12 films. And I want to say that every single film has been curated as independent, paid for, or Dirt Films. And people started to ask questions. Who are these new people on the block? They were not part of the filmmaking. And we had a film called Anhero, and that particular film was addressing a big issue, especially with COVID, suicide, that people were not happy with themselves and they would take the easy way out. So Henning decided to do that film, Anhero, and people say, "What is Anhero?" People don't know that Anhero is actually a word that was coined by a person that wanted to take his life. And that word became intergalactic. We made a film about it. And that film was an amazing short film produced. We had people such as Chief Bailey, that was with Obama, part of empowerment, Think and Grow Rich, to be part of that, to just bring about one teaching, even though the film was so good. And the gentleman survived at the end. That with people who don't see positivity for whatever reason, they have been dealt wrong in any aspect, whether a teenager or they came back from war, or the one thing they want to do, they want to end their life. So the film and the whole transformation, motivation, education went about how do we talk to people who want to kill themselves. And it's such a big topic. Sometimes it's just out of silence, listening to them. And I want to tell you that over a year, just with that short film, we saved thousands of people by our using visual art, like what you're doing, all thing about Rex. You know, when somebody in your house, your daughter, your son, your wife, your friend, they're not happy, and if they said they want to take their life, you know what you need to do? Sometimes it's the art of silence. Just listen to them. They want somebody not to say anything and just be available for them. And through that film, I learned for myself. And in my family, there were people who want to do that unfortunate thing. I was able to save their life by doing one thing. Let me tell you what. Just existing and trying to understand their fear, darkness, ambiguity. And it's such a pleasure to know that language that sometimes because of ourselves, we want to help them, save them. And I wanted that. And thank you for bringing that about. So Rex, the reason I wanted to get into the entertainment and the art of filmmaking or visual art was for one thing, to have such opportunity like what you do to bring about a certain message to mass media that we can save one life.
Well, that is, absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad that you shared it. I'm glad we actually started that way. I'm going to come back to that in just a second. I want to say that our audience viewership is growing quite well and quite quickly. So there is a chat room in on YouTube and where we are broadcasting. And if you have questions of Ashkan, you can type up the questions. You certainly can leave comments, as some people are. By the way, hi Debbie, and please do that. Also, if you can, hit the like buttons and share the show even now while we're live. Let other people know that we're talking about really important topics and issues. What you just said, I mean, you said so much. But let me first say, I agree with you. We've had an entertainment industry for more than 100 years, and most of it has been dedicated to, storytelling that is all over the place, whether it's horror films or action films or romance films or some family films or faith. It's all over the place. But a large, large, large portion of it, both TV and film wise, has always been um, what I would say is less than glorious or negative or disturbing. And the idea that you can create family movies or movies, shorts and features that have a positive message that reach out and touch people. It's not just documentary, but it's narratives that can reach out and touch people, tell stories, grab them by the heart, and help them become not only inspired and motivated, but can save lives, because it's certainly they can. And certainly that's what you're doing, and I appreciate that so much. But the other thing that you said that I find really important, and so many of us, especially men, need to learn this, and that is, a lot of people don't want you to fix it for them. They want you to listen. They want you to sit by their side or hold their hand or walk with them. Just try and understand where they're coming from without interfering unhelpfully by trying to be helpful. Sometimes when we run in and we tell people, well, you should do this, or have you considered that, or think this, or we're trying to fix them, we're trying to get them on the path, and they just really want to be heard. And that is such an important point. And I've struggled with that with my children, with my ex-wife at the time, and that was to not to just side with them and be there for them, and not try and make things better unless they specifically asked me. And certainly the invitation is always there. Say, what would you like me to do right now? If they say just listen, then and listen. If they said, help me solve this, but let me talk it out, and you just sit there quietly. But if they say, give me some ideas, then maybe I would suggest stuff. But it really is such a beautiful thing you're doing, and such an important point, especially for people who are in a precarious position, or in that moment. Hi, Robert. And at that moment, like you say, people who may otherwise take their lives, to have someone who is there for them, as you just mentioned, is truly a beautiful and a necessary thing in our world today.
You touched really on a sensitive point. Myself, I thought that I want to talk, I want to help, I have the solutions, and comes to a point that they really do not want to hear any solution. They don't want to hear anything. They are just looking for a person because they have not been heard. They are hurt. Usually, people did not understand them, whether it's a spouse, a child. They have not been expressed, and they have this bottling emotion that is killing them, and have not been out. And then by being part of visual art and doing I'm Hero, I understood that sometimes we are a force. We change people. We, like yourself, we have books and strategies and techniques that change people's lives. But there are people out there that are not thinking about that process because they're stuck with their demons, with their darkness, and the only thing that can save them is practically a friend, a person that's just going to accept them as how they are, with their demons and with the unfortunate situation, that is just there to exist next to them, like water. Water is one of the most essential elements in our world. But water is so important, it can, even though it's nothing, can become anything, and can be forming, can become, like Bruce said, become water. Sometimes we just need to become water, just to allow them, the art of allowing them. And sometimes you just have to go through their hurt. As happy as we are, sometimes happiness, it's gift, we are positive, and there are people who are pessimists, and they don't see the glass half full. They see glass as half empty. And when we are there, the best thing we can do is just try to become them. And you know what? that can be a difference between them taking their lives or the next destination. And I had the privilege of saving few because of that film and hero and what we talked about. Rex, thank you for bringing this amazing topic to life.
Well, you actually brought the amazing topics alive. I'm just a vehicle for allowing you to express yourself, and I'm so glad that you are. So, is there a way that people can now see this film?
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna go slow. Persian accent. You know, uh, with this wonderful what we call Dervish and Universe, we have this amazing website that is very easy, simple called dirtmerchantsfilms.com, and people can go there and see our 10 of our films, trailers, also understand as a filmmaker what we're about, our culture and philosophy as filmmakers. Also, they can understand about our tribe. What, because it's amazing to have an organization, but as a tribe, as as people who want to bring change, who are we? We have an area that we talk about who we are as a tribe, right? And trailers of an hero, and they can go and we'd be happy to collaborate with them. We love to collaborate with stories that transformational, inspirational, motivational. That again is not just about suicide. Could be about army, anything that is relevant and can bring solution to people who are suffering. We love to collaborate and bring it about. Whether it's here or internationally, we love to do.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is truly, truly cool. And so people can get a hold of you. We're going to put a crawl down below. There it is. It says linkedin.com Ashkan Tabibnia. So they can reach out to you there on LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
And we'll have that scroll through the show repeatedly, as well as maybe some other links and different things. But well, this is truly fascinating. How did you? Can you give us some of your story? How did you come to the awarenesses that you have and live by now, and to do what you do to help people transform, and then get into the film business and all that sort of stuff? I mean, you've had an amazing journey.
That's simple. That's why they call it all thing Rex, right? you
Right.
know, my mom was an orphan at 3, and she was given to a family, and she kind of was there for 30 years. My father was blind at birth, and well, they had a choice. My mom could say, "I'm orphan, and this is the card that I was dealt with," or my father would say, "I cannot see." You know what they did? They took the best card they can based on the circumstances. My mom married my father, a man that cannot see, and he's a Sufi master. My father know Persian poetry, which is over 5,000 years old, everything by heart, geography, history, every, culture. He knows he know everything. And my mom was very simple. So my mom was really full of heart, and my mom was full of intellect. And that marriage was such an amazing marriage. They could have said, "I married a guy that cannot see. I have to take care of him for 46 years." She didn't say that. She said, "I married a person that completes me." My mom, full of heart. My father, full of intellect. My father could say, "I have never seen my beautiful wife,
Wow.
but then I can see." So that's my background. God, my father, Mr. Shams. Shams is called the sun in Persian poetry. And my mom, which is her name is Bibi. Privately, we call her Lily. It's a flower. And you know, I was growing up watching to this amazing Wayseers that have never complained ever in their lives.
Wow.
Why I was born blind, why I passed blind, and I have never seen my wife or my children or my friends.
See, that is really beautiful. I mean, it's really truly.
That's the background.
Well, that's a great way to have parents. That's truly wonderful. Did you say that your father was a Sufi master?
Yes.
Wow. You want to explain for the people? I love Sufi. You want to explain for the people what Sufism is and
Right. Sufism started from Rumi, Rumi, and it's actually amazing in American culture. They love him.
yeah.
And there's a way of living. It's like a school of thought, and he mastered it because of poetry. And I want to say that there's no credit to me. Watching my parents with the condition, they made the best of it, and some. Actually, my mom, thanks to Michelle Wilson, part of Los Angeles Tribune, when my mom passed 6 months ago, she wrote a whole editorial on my mom, right? So it's not we want to keep my parents out. You ask me what's my background. I'm just Ashkan. Watching my mom and my father interact and never complain and always be happy, joyous. That gave me my pillar. That gave me my foundation that, hey, does not matter what happens. I can see, you know, I have amazing friends that influence me, amazing mentors, amazing network. I'm always happy. No matter what my challenge is, right? When I remember my saintly father and my mother, I just say, you know what? This is not a challenge. It's just a gift. Watching them together and how they brought up my family, I'm just very lucky to have such a mother and father to give me this start point, helping me who Ashkan is and completing their legacy.
Wow. No, that is truly beautiful. And it's so important that a lot of people think that happiness depends on what they have or what they do and so many things and oftentimes people don't realize that there are a lot of people in the world who have far less than you or I or anyone else may have, or they have more difficulty and more hardship, or they've had a rougher past, or they're dealing with a significant and it doesn't rob them or deplete them of their happiness or their ability to move through the world with an attitude of optimism and that the world's a wonderful place. I keep reminding myself and trying to remind people that if I'm here talking to you above the ground, and able to move through the world, regardless of what's going on, it's a good day. You know, it's a very good day. I'm here. Life is a gift, and I look at my kids and my dogs, and I'm going, I am so blessed by who's in my life and how it shows up. That if I have problems and I get to have problems like everybody else, it's still a good day. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have. We don't have to be derailed. Like you said, I'm happy no matter what. And there are not. You know, when you think about all the people that there are probably significantly fewer people who feel that way than who let tiny little things and bad things. Excuse my phone. And
Oh, no, no, they happy calling you, you see.
well, it's my daughter. She's flying in, and I'm going to pick her up in a little while. So she just messaged me. I thought I had silenced it, but apparently I hadn't. See, sometimes we have accidents that let us know what's going on. So, but at any rate, that's just so beautiful to have that attitude. And you said, well, I was brought up by two parents who exemplified that, and that's truly truly beautiful and truly wonderful.
I cannot say anything because I had an amazing mother, saintly. Her stories in Los Angeles Tribune and all thing Rex for sure. You can follow up. And my father was really was Einstein of intellect. So I had both. I had the highest level of intellect, highest level of heart to emulate after. And really, it was a gift to me. People call it, was it a challenge? Was it a problem? To me, it was a gift because that gave me the early start to get into empowerment when I was 13. I read this book called Creative Visualization by Shakti Ma. Oh my God, that was an amazing book. And then somebody told me at 18, Ashkan, You should read Think and Grow Rich. And I did. And then, of course, I love books. Over 500 books later, I just said, you know what? Whatever I remember, these empowering books. Why do I say that? So some of the people who are looking for solutions out there, you go to coaches, amazing. But if you're not clear of what is it you want, what is your life path, doesn't matter. The most amazing coaches cannot help you. Start picking up books like the amazing book from our wonderful host, All Things Rex. So you guys, because with a book, you get the essence of the person. There's no rush. You read it, and there's something magical. And don't order digital books. I tell you straight. Order real books that you can write stuff on. These books can change your life. If you read books, no problem. But some of our friends out there, if you're not reading books, this is an amazing hobby to start, like watching Netflix. Cut it and order your first book from Rex today, right? And when you read these books, there's a way of there's just a magic with them. They will change your life. I told you I read this book, Think and Go Rich. My number one book is Bible, right? Either Jewish or other ways. Number two is Think and Go Rich. I have read that book over 15 times. These are the books that give you certain mindset that has been practiced, has been verified, and will give you an edge in your calling. Maybe you are a millionaire, you made your money, but there's such a hollow feeling inside in your stomach. What's my mission? Or it could be the other way. You already have served people through your foundation and your mission, and oops, I have to pay my rent and I need to make money. Either way, the best thing is get on this good habit of reading amazing books. The first book I want to say, get Rex book. It's just about people who can change your life with the information out there. Today, we started off with entertainment, visual art, some understanding language about people who are want to take their lives, and then we went to my parents, talking about my father and my mother as intellectual and heartfelt parents, and moving. And I tell you, Rex, you're no wonder it's all thing Rex. The way you maneuver, you let people be comfortable. And by the way, there was me and him had no practice. This is a very organic conversation, and I was looking forward. And when I saw Shimiko behind the scene, oh my God, no wonder. So I'm just here to enjoy, to learn from Rex, really, and also share few nuggets that might change somebody's life or give a perspective about are we positive, even though the hand that has been dealt to us, because that's our hand. We have two choices. We can say, I am not happy with the hand that I was being dealt, and that's going to take us into more negativity. Or could it say, this is the hand, this is my lot, this is what I've been given, and take that challenge, I don't call it a problem, and go over and beyond. Because if that challenge has been given us, more so, God, in my case, and to some of you, the higher self, or could be the, all-encompassing consciousness, if that has given you that challenge, believe me, at the same time, in parallel, has given you the solution 10 times over. There's only one thing you need to do is rise above the challenge and know that if you are being the challenge, there is in you to, even though it's hard, to come and get into face to face, go through, and you do that. For some of you, that is the mission, and that's the vision, and it's going to bring you into your higher self, like our wonderful Rex said before, your 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 best version of you. Then to start a new chapter in your life. I want to say it was Bob Movat. I don't remember. It's a quote that I always used to use. The best day of your life is the day that you know that everything is like you. Every challenge and everything is on you, for you to take the initiative. And I don't have the whole quote, but that's one of my best quote of. I think it's Bob Movat. I remember. So again, Rex, I want to appreciate the way you have made me today with no limits to just express some of my experiences, whether it was with filmmaking or my parents or myself, and voice. So maybe some of our friends can have a understanding of what we can do with what we have been given.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's truly beautiful. And I want to come back to some of the things that you said. We're going to have to take a break for the Los Angeles
let's
Tribune.
do Los Angeles Tribune.
Yes. And I'm very grateful for the Los Angeles Tribune for inviting me to do this show and making it possible that every
Especially Mo Rock, you rock.
That is Mo Rock. He does rock. Indeed, he does. And Shmiko, who's in the background producing the show today. I just couldn't, so many good people who are involved in making good things happen. And the mission of the Tribune, oddly enough, is a newspaper. But the beautiful part of the Tribune, as you know, Ashkan, is that it's Mo's vision to make it a positive source of inspiration, a positive source of events and activities, and to help people connect up with their resources and to be able to network in a positive way so that we make the world a better place.
What are you doing today? Listen, you're doing a perfect 360 of that. Honestly, you're the living example. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, and as are you. And so without any further ado, here's a message from the Los Angeles Tribune.
Welcome to the Los Angeles Tribune page. Here you will find original news programming, exclusive digital events, and shows that are directly from the community. At the Los Angeles Tribune, we believe in giving a voice to the voiceless. We are proud to be the only national brand to empower everyday people to make a difference. Since 1886, our reputation has been built on truth and responsibility. Thank you for watching and making a difference.
For general inquiries, contact today. Thank you on behalf of the Los Angeles Tribune team.
And we're back. And I just want to say that the Los Angeles Tribune has partnered with Ace Productions to bring an amazing event coming up the 10th of June through the 13th of June. And it is the Can You Really Think and Grow Rich tour. And that's coming up. It's got incredible speakers, including Remy El-Batrari, who wrote the book, Can You Really Think and Grow Rich? Don Green, whom Ashkan mentioned before, Jack Canfield, Les Brown, Joe Vitale, Marie Diamond, and just so many wonderful speakers. And I get to be part of it. Mo Rock and Adora Evans and many other incredible speakers. So that's the 10th through the 13th. It is free. You can upgrade if you like, but it's free to attend, and you're going to want to attend. And it's if I don't have the link at my disposal, but if we can run the link for that, people can copy that down and then go and register, because you're going to want to do that. Just a fabulous time. And now we're going to go back and join with my good friend here, Ashkan. I'm so glad that you're here today. Ashkan, you mentioned reading Think and Grow Rich a number of times. I've been reading the book my entire life. It is truly one of my favorite books. I'm so thrilled to be part of this upcoming event because, some people, I think they misunderstand Hill. I mean, he did the Laws of Success, and then there was Think and Grow Rich, and people have different opinions about different things, but he really did very clearly spell out these principles that people have used ever since the publication of both books to transform their lives. He says not work hard and grow rich, it's think and grow rich. That there's and the Bible says, renew yourself, transform yourself through the renewing of the mind, and people can think and grow rich and do so many incredible things when they get their mindset right, when they get their attitude right, when they align kind of their heart and their head, and there were many other thought leaders who've written books throughout the time, but there's something about Napoleon Hill's book that just truly is a powerful, well-written, resonating book. And I always talk on Napoleon Hill, and I always tell people to read the book. By the way, thank you for all the kind words about my book. I truly appreciate that. That was very, very gracious of you to do that. Thank you. But what do you think when it comes to Napoleon Hill? Why is it that he seems to be such a powerful voice?
My favorite is personal initiative. There are 17 success formulas out there. One is better than other, individually and collectively. I highly recommend people are watching. If you have not read Think and Go Rich, action item today, tonight, don't sleep. Grab a copy, whether you can go purchase, or in this case, find digital copy and experience the book. If you're part of empowerment, if you're positive, if you're a person that you think you're optimist, you're an entrepreneur, it's a must. Really, they said after Bible, the second biggest book ever sold is Think and Go Rich, over 100 million. And I want to tell you, people who look, the copyright, I don't know, right? So they share with 10 people. Otherwise, over 500 million of this book was sold. So thank you, Rex, for highlighting this. Now, I want to talk about personal initiative. Of these 17 principles, there is a secret. It's not a movie secret, which was a derivative, 1% of Think and Go Rich. That secret, we know what happened, right? Michael Beckwith, some of our friends, it was only 1% of this book. So my challenge to you is, if you have not read this book, there's 2 books you need to read. Think and Go Rich and the book from Rex. Let me tell you why. When you read this book, first time, just read it through. Don't worry about if you get it, you don't get it. And he says himself, Napoleon Hill, there is a secret in this book that you might get in the first chapter or maybe the last chapter. If not, reread the book. But I'm not going to give you the secret. But guess what the secret is? For every person that reads this book, the secret is different, right? So thank you. The personal initiative, why I like it, because it takes a certain energy to do anything. And it's called personal initiative. Now, if it's something you like, you're in music, you're an author, you want to write a book, you're in real estate, nobody has to do anything. Naturally, the personal initiative kicks in. Otherwise, if you have a calling and you're thirsty about an area, that's your next calling. And you need to take a personal initiative without anyone pushing you, the first action to get there. I love that. That's why I love one of the 17 secrets, or is it 17 principles? Personal initiative. So take a personal initiative, get the book, read the book, and your life will change, believe me. And listen, these guys, Rex, Morag, you know what, whatever he said, I want to reiterate or emphasize. They're having a global phenomena, second one from Los Angeles Tribune, headed by Morag, free, or is it VIP, that you guys will meet people that are changing lives, like Napoleon Hill then, now, Les Brown, Rex, Mo, Brian Tracy, many people. It happened last year, and Rex gonna say yes. Bob Proctor, that was celebrating a birthday of one of our wonderful leaders, was in that 4 day, and I was watching except
Right.
Sabbath and enjoying, and that was his last live,
Right.
right? That was from Los Angeles Tribune. This year you have a chance to join what he said with Los Angeles Tribune to understand not just Think and Go Rich. That was really a pillar and was a foundation for many people that have been able to read the book and change their lives. I want to also add, for those of you who have read Think and Go Rich, or you are going to read it, there's a second book that you need to read. And it was published 2011 by my good friend Sharon Lecter, Outwitting the Devil.
Mm.
And that book, it's a special book because when you read Think and Go Rich, you're going to have such a secrets and light that when it changed your life, like it changed my life when I was 18. And Tony Robbins, by the way, when he was 18, he was given a copy of Think and Go Rich, right? And our wonderful friends at Louis Hay, Corey and, and everyone, whoever is in this, somehow they go back to the United States. I want to recommend 3 books again. Rex's book, Think and Go Rich, Outwitting the Devil, that was co-authored by Napoleon Hill and Shannon Lecter. I know, right? That also she's going to be part of the Do You Really Think and Go Rich? Back to our host.
Well, actually, you know what? I just brought up the website for myself because I thought maybe we should list some of these speakers and let you, the audience, know who's there. And by the way, if you're liking the show, hit the like buttons, leave comments, live or replay, and do share it. Share the show with your friends and your family and even strangers, your Facebook groups, and wherever you are on social media. What Ashkan was talking about moments ago is the New Psychology of Winning tour, where we were celebrating Dennis Waitley, and we had people like Joe Vitale and Brian Tracy and Bob Proctor, and it was his last live appearance before he sadly passed away, obviously. So the speakers, some that are on the website that you can see by going to richtour22.com are Dennis Waitley, Jack Canfield, Joe Vitale, Dr. John DeMartini, Les Brown, John Gray, Kevin Harrington, Marie Diamond, Evan Carmichael, Neil Donald Walsh, Sharon Lecter, Adora Crystal Evans, Corey Cromway, Don Green, Mo Rock, Rami Albatrari, Dr. Yasmin Saad, Barbie Layton, John Shin, Paul Fink, Satish Verma, Ali Madui, Carissa Johnson, Jasmine Woodlaw, Courtney Murray, Matt Tomeo, yours truly, Rhonda Swan, David Fagan, Blair Kaplan, Megan Nolan, Dame Doria Cordova, J.B. Owen, Guy L. Smith, Lori Marini, and Christoph J. Wyman are the speakers that you're going to want to listen to. There's so many prominent people. John Gray, Men Are From Mars, Women for Venus, Neil Diamond, Neil I keep saying Neil Diamond, Neil Donald Walsh, Conversations with God, Joe Vitale, The Attractor Factor, Don Green is the head of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. Rami, I mentioned, wrote the book. Marie Diamond is a feng shui master. Sharon Lecter, you just mentioned. Jack Canfield, obviously. He and Mark Victor Hansen did Chicken Soup for the Soul. John Shin is the producer of the recent movie Think and Grow Rich. And just so many other people. Kevin Harrington, Les Brown, the #1 motivational speaker in the entire world. They're there for you. And so we're so glad that we can make this possible from the Los Angeles Tribune and Ace Productions. And if you're not there, I don't know where you are because you need to be there. Ashkan, I'm going to tell you a really fond memory. It's going to sound strange. People are going, why is that so significant? But I was sitting I went down to the beach. I go down to the waterfront a lot with my dogs, and I sat down on a bench, and we were looking at the water and everything. And I look over, and I see this young man about 20 yards away reading Think and Grow Rich. And I was like, oh, that's so cool, right? So when he got up to leave, because we were sitting there, I said, what do you think of the book? He goes, it's a great book. I said, it is truly a life changer. He said, my dad gave it to me. He told me I should read this. And I said, well, your dad's a smart man. And he goes, yeah, he really is. This is a good book. I'm like, well, keep reading. And he walked off. But it was one of those moments where just seeing, he's probably 19, 20 years old, he's in college, but seeing a young person read Think and Grow Rich at the lakefront was just, for me, a very happy moment, because it's someone taking an interest in changing their life, and then knowing the book, that it is a book that can assist people in changing their lives. It was just good to see somebody reading quality material and doing something about personal initiative, as you mentioned.
Absolutely. The information that you're sharing with people today is not just experiences from my background, my parents. You are giving a channel for people who are in empowerment, development, personal development, authors, or people who are really working for certain people or others, and they're not happy to make that jump to that next level. If they attend valued, I want to say free next Los Angeles Tribune, do you really think and go rich? Their life is never going to be the same. So with that, I wanted to kind of give few nuggets to some of our viewers out there. People ask me, Ashkan, what are your top 3 talent skills? Okay. My number 1 skill is connecting. Connection, right? So people who are entrepreneurs, the number 1 thing is we go to many events, seminars, summits, Zoom, or etc., or live. What do you do with it? Connecting to people, the number 1 thing you want to do is come as yourself. Do not worry about you do this or you do that. Come authentic. Come as Ashkan Tabibnia. Come as Rex. And don't worry what you do. When you attend the seminars, whether you paid for or is it gift or is it a VIP, you bring your business cards and come in with a clarity. Who am I? What is it that I offer? A product or a service? Number 3, what is it I need? Your ask, right? These 3 things are most important when you come into these kind of networking or mindsets, or that's another principle of Napoleon Hill, mastermind. You need to know who you are, what is it that you do, and what is it that you want. When you attend with those clarity, you can harness such amazing experiences. Because when someone says who you are, oh, I am Ashkan Tabibnia. What is it that you do? Well, I'm a founder of Non-Autonomous Network, a private boutique, advertising placement company in Beverly Hills. And what is it you want? I like to work with like-minded people to give them an edge to their mastery, to their mission. And you need to know, right? Because sometimes people are rushing and you get 1 minute, right? So practice in front of a mirror conversation that was coined by my partner, wonderful Chantal Simon. Who am I? What is it I offer? What is it I want? So that's 1 nugget, today, just to share with you guys. Because if you're clear, the key could be the next person that Rex or Los Angeles Tribune is bringing to you throughout these wonderful private shows, interviews, or the upcoming Think and Go Rich events. But if you're not clear who you are, what is it that you do, or what is it that you want, you're gonna lose the opportunities.
That is very well said, and very much um, important for people to know and to understand. And I appreciate that. I want to be sure to ask you this though. You are, earlier I said, you've been in real estate and in film and you're an entrepreneur and a business person, but you're also known as a connector. That's my dog is a
Oh no, the dog is good. He's part of the program. Leave
it
him
is.
alone.
That's what I think. I mean, some people get upset, but I'm like, you know
No,
what?
no, 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 no,
COVID
no.
changed anything. This is the world as it is. These are beautiful girls. They're wonderful spirits. But my point is that you are also very much known as a connector, where you connect people up and connect people to resources and to other people. Can you say why you do this? What is it about connecting, and what is it about your ability to do that and to bring value to so many people? Because you
You
really
know, that's one of my callings. Since I remember, I love to meet new people and not just to meet them. Because I know that every our one of us or our friends, we have that box of business cards at our home that we go to events, we collect cards, or it could be on our phones. And they come to me, Ashkan, you have 20,000 amazing friends in Beverly Hills. I go, and you have, let's talk about you. Well, give me your phone. Every client that comes to me, on their phone, they have 1,000, 5,000 contacts, and then we go on social, Facebook, they have 1,000, LinkedIn 2,000, Instagram. That you have some, and they go, oh, I didn't, I forgot I have. Oh, okay. And I especially talk about how about that box of business cards, or is it under your uh, table? Oh, I know. So connecting is about connection. If you went to a certain event by and you paid for or not, if you paid for, you paid your money, hard earned. If you went, never it's never free, VIP or leverage. You gave your time, which is even more expensive than money. How do you leverage that? Well, by when you go to an amazing event and everybody is amazing, when you leave with 20 business cards, next day it's all it's taught it's about the top three people you met. One, two, three. What you need to do is simple. Pick up the phone or the text, call them. Hey, I met you yesterday at Rex's event, Los Angeles Tribune, Zoom, and this is who I am, what I do, and is what my ask is. When you do that, you get results, right? So the art of connection is really simply by following up. The biggest thing we show up at these events, calls, Zooms, we get excited because they have the same message, same calling, same vision, mission. And then we sleep in the morning, we forget. Let me tell you, the 90% magic of the next phase is following up, following up, following up. You do that. Remember, you might meet 20 good people, three, top three, that they resonate with your service or your product. You do that. That's called ROI, result, and why you were there. So my challenge to you, let's not talk about Facebook and everything else, your phone. Go to your home, your office, take that box of business cards that you've been going to these events and collecting. Grab that, could be 200, 500, and take that box of business cards. Some you remember, some you don't remember. Start looking at a business card. If you remember, put it on right. Oh, I remember. Okay, good. I don't remember, put on left. One and two. And create a database on Excel. People you remember, people you don't remember. Couple hundred business cards, 400. Now you have 200 people you remember, 200 people you don't remember. And curate a wonderful email and an offer of what you do, the best of you do. If you're a master, author, you have a book like Rex, create a value system for people you remember and you don't remember, and send them an email to this 400, 200,000 business cards box that you have, and you get value. You don't need to go to another networking to another Zoom to get more contacts. Why? Because you have. Take care of the ones you have, the gift that God gave you, and that's just business card. I'm not also working on your telephone, your social interaction, your closest circle. And guess what? Every single one of you, if you take this action, take that business card, send your best product to them, you will have clients that are going to pay you. I think you're on mute.
Sorry, I muted myself. The that was absolutely brilliant. I mean, there's a saying, that if God were to hide our talents and our abilities, where would He hide them? In places we would never look, usually behind our fears or our doubts or something like that. As a way, as a means for us to have us to go through our fears and our doubts and our uncertainties, or whatever they may be, in order to get to the goal. And people forget that the resources that they need for most anything in life resides within them. Yes, there are resources outside, and that's what our network is all about, but it's right there within them. And what you just said is you don't have to go to another networking meeting. If you just look at what you already have, if you just look at your phone, if you look at your social media, if you look at that box of business cards and all those different things, you're already really well connected. And your wealth should not be measured by so much as your pocketbook, but by the network of friends that you have, so that if you have a need, you can call a friend, or you can contribute to a friend, or you can contribute to a stranger or something, because really our strength and our wealth is in our network. I mean, you mentioned mastermind earlier from Napoleon Hill, but so many people try to do things alone. They think we're in this business alone. We never make money alone. I mean, sure, there's, digital currency and all this stuff now, but I mean, it's still coming from some other source, whether it's coming from other people, essentially. So the gold that we have are the people around us, and if they're going to be our gold, we should be their gold, and connect them up and help them and serve them and add value to them. And so that's why I love what you do. You bring people together, you add value to people, you put on these events, you create movies, you do all these different things in the service of making people feel not only happier, but worthwhile and deserving, and to find a good life and to make a difference in their business, or, in their relationships. And that's really, a wonderful gift and a wonderful purpose that you have, and what you do for people.
I want to add one more thing, that we have always amazing numbers. My number is 12. Rex, what's your number from 1 to 10?
8.
8. It's important that to understand. Remember, we talked about why God created us, because we are needed here. So also at the same time, families. Listen. The best way to have an understanding about life, God is first. If you have a certain religion, family, yourself, that's next, and then everything else. I want to say to people, yourself, not family. In your case, 8. In my case, 12. The people who are closest to you, whether my people are on me 12 or your 8, they are the people that will determine the result of your legacy and what you're putting it about, as long as you're in people's business. I'm not talking about the people who are introvert and they have a business that have no people. So in your case, 8, in my case, 12, you have to be very choosy of these people who are surrounding you. Do they know who you are? Do they know what is your mission and vision in this world? Do they celebrate you as you are, as your mission and vision, whether they agree or not? Those are the people you keep closest in your first circle, and they will help you to reach your maximum efficiency and manifestation of your calling and mission. Otherwise, your second circle, in your case, Rex, is 80. And you move them down. Oh, George, you don't see, no problem. You go down. And your third circle is 800. Your fourth, 8,000. Fifth, 80,000, 800,000, 8 million. The point is, be very careful who is in your closer circle, in your business or in your foundation, your organization, because you are the sun of your universe. You are the point, you are the middle. And if you choose people good, your cup is always half full. They will help to make sure it overflows, because always from outside in, they add to your cup, and then when overflows, everybody can have a bounty. People don't understand how it's. Greg Reed says it the best. Who are your 5 closest people around you? If it's not the right people, remember, it's not your wife, not your children, it's your business. Respectfully, you send them to your next circle. In the case of Rex, your next circle is AD. Do you want to see me once a month? Hi. Okay. So if they still don't do what you want or what will make sense, you send to your third circle of 800 once a year. They can see you in the next meeting, Zoom, or collaboration. So just to put a summation, oh my God, Rex, how did you do this? We started talking about film production, visual art, and saving lives through a film called An Hero, right? We followed up by my parents' example of my father and my mother, that they were really kind of not example, a true testament of where I can continue in the legacy. My father being a mentalist, my mother being a full heartfelt center. Between two of them, it was a good start. And then we talked about a few examples of how we can achieve certain things, and then we went into amazing. It was not a commercial. When Rex showed Los Angeles Tribune, it's one of the only global media, even though it's called Los Angeles Tribune from 1860s, not local, not Los Angeles. It's now global, and thanks to sharing from Rex what happened with our wonderful birthday from Mr. Brinsley, and it's #1 platform for empowerment globally, to have access to people that usually have to wait for, or somebody have to bring you in. People like Rex and Les Brown. So take advantage. They gave you guys a chance. I don't want to call it free, valued, and get into the next amazing program that is coming a couple of days, in few weeks. Do you really think and go rich? So do that. And then right after the break, we came and we started talking about connections. When we go to events, you find, get 10 business cards, 20 business cards, Bill Walsh and David Fagans and Mo Rocks and many people. You get excited, you get all the business card. What does he do with it? Next morning, you get up, okay, I'm going to call them. No, take 3 of those cards that resonated with you, make the call and tell them, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I want. Take that personal initiative and the mastermind element to achieve your goal. And I want to say, Rex, and what else you added is just nuggets over nuggets. And this is why I want to recommend people to challenge today is not just find out about our show, thanks for the platform on Los Angeles Tribune. Find out about who Rex. What does it mean? All things Rex. What does that mean? If you don't know that, what you need to do is just go through his website and, like I did, read his background. This gentleman with a big smile is a guru like Les Brown. Is going to be part of the Do You Think Think and Go Rich. And my job is not just to be a guest; it's also to Art of Connection. For some of you to take the initiative, not only to get his book, also go through his marvelous mastery of legendary programs. And I want to say a few of them. There are too many. For each of you, he has curated a certain way of teaching. And I've been around, I have been mentored by many, many people. And my thing today, my takeaway, I want to tell you, aside from being appreciative, thank you from Morok and Los Angeles Tribune, Rex, Shimiko, and people to have me on to share just organically, not rehearse, some of my experience. My takeaway is not today, calling Rex tomorrow, ordering his book, reading his book, and taking some of his program so I can be at a higher realm level to help people.
Wow, I don't even know what to say after that. Thank you, my friend. That was really beautiful, and you've added so much value to everybody, and I really and you've added so much value to me. The idea of initiating action and follow through is what separates out those who move forward and get further faster from those who don't. And so, if you really want to increase your ability to enjoy life and to do business and to connect with other people, do as Ashkan says, and that is follow up. I'm going to have you close out again in just a moment, but it's truly sad that there are a lot of salespeople on the world, people who get into sales, and then they start hearing the word no, and what a lot of people don't understand is that many people say no 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times before they ever say yes. So if you're not willing to ask again and ask, I mean, think about it. As a child, could I have a cookie? No. Can I have a cookie? No. I want a cookie. Can I have a cookie? No. Yeah. I mean, maybe we got trained out of it, but we asked and asked and asked, and there's a saying that in cybernetics that the system or the machine with the greatest flexibility or number of choices actually runs the show, and children usually run the household because they're willing to do almost any kind of behaviors in order to get their way until they get trained out of those by through repetition. They get trained to be not as inquisitive, not as curious, not as fascinated, not as playful, because they're told they have to sit in their desks and they have to learn a particular way, and if they don't take it seriously they'll never get to college and blah blah blah. So a lot of people don't follow through. They don't follow up. They don't ask more than once or twice, and then they give. And I think it's in the American culture too, because we have things like, if first you don't succeed, you try again, and then what? Give up. It's kind of like baseball. Is you hit first, second, third base, and then you go home, and then you're done. So it's like we don't have this notion of persist until you get the result that you want. And then what you're talking about is to be able to connect with other people, is to actually do something, and to don't just take those cards and then put them in your desk drawer, but to take those cards and follow up, connect with people. And guess what? When you do, the world can be your oyster. It's your playground, because they will add value to you if you will add value to them. So with that, my friend, I mean, that was my little talk here, but it's all based on everything that you said. And you've said so much more than I can even begin to do service here as we close out. But if you're, and thank you about the book and everything, but in the final closing thoughts that you'd like to leave with our viewers today.
I'm going to offer 3 things in closing. Number 1, there are 2 schools of thoughts. Persistent, Ogmandino, and that's something he has amazing, simple that you can follow. As kids, like our wonderful host Rex said, you can, if you know what you want, you don't hear no until you hear a yes. So persistence, right, is another secret, or is it 17 principles of Think and Grow Rich? That's one way. Or we can go through the scroll thought of Jim Rohn. What Jim Rohn said: if you clear who you are, what you offer, there's no emotion, right? So it's not personal. It's very objective. You do a pitch. So, example, I'm Ashkan Tabibnia. I have a certain pitch, and you pitch, filtered clients. And Jim Rohn would say, that's Tony Robbins' mentor. Please be my no, What does that mean? When there's no sales, it's a process, it's an offering, right? You would pitch your service, and as you're pitching the gentleman, it's not personal. It's not for them. In your head, you go, please be my no. Because Jim Rohn said, when you pitch 10 people the same way, non-personal, objective, of those 10, 2 will buy. 2 of the 10 will buy. That's the second thing I want to leave you with, right? Third, today is really not about me. I was just a guest. It's about celebrating one person, Rex, through Los Angeles Tribune. So my call to action or challenge to you is follow, as I promised, 3 action items. Number 1, make sure you join. You really think grow and reach with the amazing names that Rex talked about. Some of them, when you attend their seminar on Zoom, you have to pay $500 to just have one of them. Take that as a gift from today. Take that personal initiative to be part of that in the next few weeks, because that's going to change your life. Number 2, initiative. If you have not read Think and Grow Rich, get a copy. And if you can get a real copy, take the copy, start writing notes. And for those of you who are XZ millennial generation, fine, get a digital copy and read that book. Number 2. Number 3, I want you to, I did originally say that, get Rex's book. I want to take that back. My third challenge to you is get to know our host by going to his website that it was on it, rex.com. I'm going to have him say exactly .com before we close, and get to know who is really about over 40, 50 years of personal development. And after you get to know him, then get his book. So Rex, in closing, can you give everyone out there your website?
Actually, they have put the scroll up right now, so it's right there. And we've had Ashkan's website going as well. This is rexsikes.com. In a moment or two, they'll have the website for the book as well, which is essentially the same thing, but with a /book on it.
And thank you, Rex. Today, listen, it changed my life by being with you and Shimiko and so many people out there. And every time that we meet good friends like yourself, and they allow us to be like Bruce Lee said, we were not, you just allow me to be me and just share my thoughts. We can become water. Even though water is essential and it's everything, at the same time it's nothing. It's forming and can become anything. So I appreciate. I started 9@1 Network just 5 months ago with Axel Chillman. And, we have 3 verticals: consulting, that we want you to be part of it, personal and business, media. We have the pleasure of being part of Los Angeles Tribune. First time, we were able to sign a contract with Gannett Media, and also with Hollywood Magazine. Our third vertical is business, which is real estate, funding, and projects. Why did we do that? So it just allows me to do what I'm good at in few things. I never forget. People ask me, and you ask me, Ashkan, what is it that you're so good at? I'm very good at connecting, following up, edification, promotion. But above all, I love to serve people. That's the secret. Like Rex, when you serve people, because that's your calling, everything else will follow. There's a magic. It's intergalactic. It's prophetic. And Rex, thank you for having me on. You're in mute.
Thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you were. The hour has gone by. Actually, we've gone a little long, and it's gone by so fast. I mean, I could spend hours listening.
I was in a new realm. And special thanks to Shimiko, too, behind the scene. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, and thank you to Shimiko and the LA Tribune, and to you, Ashkan. And so we're going to say goodbye for now. But again, was there a minute ago, but at any rate, your website was scrolling. So
Oh, it's okay. I'm here with you. It's good.
the people can watch the replay and get it back. But at any rate, there it is. We'll say so long for now. Thank you for the value that you've provided me, my guests,
Thank you.
my
To be continued, me and you.
We will continue this, absolutely. And I'll be right
My
back.
follow-up is you. My follow-up is you.
So stick around for a moment and I'll be right with you. But we'll say so long officially for now.
Thank you.
And we'll
Thank
be
you.
right back. Thank you, Ashkan. Oh, what happened? Oh my goodness, he disappeared. I probably did something I shouldn't have. I don't think I did, but at any rate, Ashkan Tabibnia, I thoroughly enjoy this gentleman. I hope he comes back, or I'll call him on the phone when we get done. But I want to thank you for being here and for watching. I want to thank you for liking the show. Hit the like buttons. I want to thank you for commenting live and in the replays. And I want to thank you for sharing the show in advance of sharing the show. I really hope you do. There's Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, Roku TV, Facebook, LinkedIn, and elsewhere where you can show this, and Instagram and other places. So please do share the show for other people and do what Ashkan says, connect up and make sure that you follow up on those people. And then also listen to the people around you. Be sensitive to what's going on in their lives, because who knows, you may save a life simply by listening and by being there as a show of support. So with that, I always like to tell you a little bit about my book, because for people who get my book from Amazon, and it's Life on Your Terms, Create the Life That You Want, it's chock full of tips and suggestions and practices and principles that you can apply right away to begin to change your life, to grab hold of your mindset and to make your life the way you want your life to be. It comes well endorsed by so many people, including Ashkan. I really do appreciate that. So if you get the book, I want to give you an extra bonus. You get the hardcover or the softcover book from Amazon. You take your receipt code, which is usually in the upper left-hand corner of your receipt from Amazon. And you take it and you go to this website, rexsikes.com. That's my website, /book. And if you follow the instructions right there, there'll be a box where you put that receipt code in. And when you do, you're going to get free access to a bonus training valued at $497 called The Mastery Loop. It's an online training about how you master your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, and your skill sets to be able to create the kind of life and the kind of experience that you want, whether it's personal or professional or both. So I heartily encourage you to do that. Get the book and then get the training if you haven't got the training. Also, if you go to the website, just in general, there's a newsletter you can sign up for, and there's another free gift there too. It's an audio and MP4 or 3 actually, but 22 minutes long on your biggest problem, what you can do about it in order to transform your life. So I look forward to seeing you and hanging out with you again the next time. We record the live stream every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and wherever that is in your locale. I want to thank the Los Angeles Tribune. I want to thank Shamika Cole for being here. I want to thank you, the viewers. And as I always say, if you consider everything a problem, it will be a problem. But if you consider everything a blessing, it will be a blessing. It's all how you think about it. So celebrate everything. I'm Rex Sikes. I'll see you next time.